And, Jack, will make the conclusion?
So I think to conclude, we have about 10 minutes here, and what I'd like to do is we all have a wish list, what needs to be done next. So I'll tell you my wish list, and I'd like to go to each of the speakers who've talked today, and just in 30 seconds, tell us what your wish list is. So my wish list is, I think we need to rewrite the textbooks about these diseases, okay? We need to write it. We describe acute Lyme, we describe babesiosis in splenectomized patients. We describe these diseases in the medical textbooks, in infectious disease textbooks. And there's a whole spectrum of disease. It's not just a disease of immunocompromised patients who get babesia. There's a whole range of people. So I just think my first wish is that I want to get my infectious disease specialists on my side. I don't want to work against them. I belong to IDSA, I belong to ILADS. There's a battle right now over the whole issue of crypto-infections. But my infectious disease colleagues are seeing these patients, but they're not acknowledging it, and they're not on our side. So we need to kind of get to a point where we can, do better science, do better research, but we're not going to do that working against each other. So my wish is to redo the science, rewrite our understanding of crypto-infections, and that's what's going to get the patients better. So that's my wish. I'd just like to move to...
Well, it's hard to choose the number one, but I think I would choose that governments invest an appropriate amount of money in Lyme research. I think that would make a huge difference.
My one is a little bit more humble. I would like to have this kind of meeting more often and be able for each one of us who has a specialty being collaborating together in order to create the data that is necessary for the government to take action. So it's going to start with us, not from them, it's from us.
Yeah, my wish list is to be able to help patients through the work that we do, but more importantly, I think in the near future, hopefully we'll be able to raise some funds for the clinical studies.
Good clinical trials. Right. That's what's going to make the difference, yes.
I would like to see sensitive tests, specific tests for all of these Borrelia species. They all cause illness, probably, many of them. Following that, acceptance of the results of those tests by the National Health Service system for treatment.
Sorry. Where's the rest of the speakers? Please.
Sorry, is a wish list is something like never being achieved or something realistically can be achieved? Is a wish list.
You can go to Disney, anything you want.
No, I don't want to go to Disney, to be honest. I mean, I never. My wish list is if I can get a substantial grant, I will get something sorted out.
Yes.
That's
So yes, we need money.
Exactly.
We can't be scraping money together. We need to be given money to do the good science, to continue the good science that we're already doing. Okay?
Brilliant, yeah, thanks.
So that was exactly my wish as well. So I think that we need to address the different grant agencies and governments as a consortium, because we are failing to get finances individually. And there are multiple reasons for this. So when we're together, we are much stronger, because the expertise of each and every one of us will actually add to the consortium. So let's try this.
My wish would mirror yours, that we just stop wasting so much energy fighting within disciplines. And I'm not quite sure how we achieve that, but I think a really good start is everyone here in this room has been educated and we've shared information with each other. So let's set up a network of the people here and build on it. Then we're an international group, and yeah, we can go after some big money.
I have two wish lists. The first is actually closer working with the patients. We need patient samples, and that means we have to work closely with the clinicians. So that really, we need We need samples. We need samples to do the good science. And then my other wish, I've had this for over 5 years now, I too am an IDSA member, I too am an ILEDS member, and my wish is to get IDSA and ILEDS together so that we can talk openly about these things. And I've tried, and I will still keep trying and trying and trying, but we need to have a sit down with these guys. We need public health agencies from different countries sitting down too. And that's my biggest wish of all.
Well, my wish would be that there would be more attention paid to communication, the importance of good communication, public, but also within our disciplines. There was once that only being a white man wearing suits and a tie was sufficient, but doing so today would be to exclude very good research and people, as we have seen today among those who are among us. But based on what the Netherlands group of patients have done, I think it's important to realize that we can do the best of research and bring the best of proofs. If it's not appropriately communicated, you know, within our fields, it wouldn't be enough. So we have to pay attention to that.
In addition to the huge amount of money that I wish for everybody who would like to do something for this cause, I would like to abolish the decision which has been done, and I cannot understand that the Lyme disease is considered as an accident and is paid by the insurance company, because this causes a lot of problem between the health insurance, between the accident insurance, and the patients are in the middle, and we are also in the middle, and perhaps it contributed also to this very big debate and very big incomprehensive opposition that we are facing today. Because I cannot understand. Imagine somebody has an infection with Borrelia and has a co-infection with Coxiella, exactly another frequent co-infection in Lyme disease, and one is considered as accident and the other is considered as health, should be paid by health insurance. Of course, they are always fighting, and the patients and the physicians are also always in a very difficult situation. Perhaps it can a little bit slow down all these very strong emotions.
Okay. Have we covered everyone? Anybody else want to make any comments? Okay. We'll take 2 more comments and then we'll wrap up, okay?
My name is Mike Maddox, and y'all are killing me here, as we say in Texas. These ideas that I'm hearing are fabulous, and I have a website-based communication system that is global now. It's just kind of sitting there, but if I haven't spoken with anyone here, I'd like to invite y'all to go to it. It's called GoldenNet, GLDEN.net, and we have several people in the room that are on that, but it's a site where you have to have Lyme disease to answer questions that are input by the public. And then there's an advisory group that's around that is going to be able to advise the people that are making these decisions. The whole thing is based on the human nervous system and the fact that we don't vote as we do in the United States with our nervous system, yes or no, this way or that way. You either vote positive or not. So if I was to throw something at someone in here, you could dodge, you could throw something back, but your nervous system is going to make a decision based on all the input that's available at that time by all your senses. It's going to make a decision that's hopefully the best decision based on how to react to that input. And I want that same system to be in place around the world for Lyme disease, so that an individual, perhaps another scientist, ideally perhaps a political entity could ask us questions that were of great significance, and then as the group formulates an answer by discussion all through internet, then that answer is published on the website. And if this is a silly question that no one cares about any answers, then the question just disappears, which is how the nervous system works. And since being a chiropractor, that's kind of what I've studied my whole career, then that I think is a good model. And whether I can make it work or not, but the model itself on how this works has been around for billions of years. So hopefully you can help me make that work.
Oh, I had
one final
last
comment.
Thing. Yeah, just I wasn't not a speaker, so I shouldn't really have a wish. But to me, GP education does not have to cost money, and it doesn't have to be controversial. Just getting them to see the absolute basics that everybody agrees on should impact the number of people getting chronically ill. And so just somehow getting that within every country would make a difference.
So to summarize, I think to win this war, there's lots of battles we have to go. GPs are one, research is another, political will is a third. Coming together with our colleagues who are estranged, is another. So we've got lots of things to do, and I think, we're on the way to doing that, and we're in a better place than we were a few years ago. So I think we'll close the session, and we'd like to have the speakers stay around to get a group photo, so don't run off too far. And next year we'll have a think tank to continue this work. Oh, Christian, did you give us? I gave my wish. I think Christian's given his wish, so I think he's given his wish. Our wish is we do this again next year.